Welcome once again to Bulgaria for the 29th World Championships in Trampoline Gymnastics. 300 plus gymnasts from 39 countries contest 14 gold medals over 4 days of competition here in Sofia's Armek Arena. A very good afternoon to you, and stand by for more sky-high action. There's 2 world titles already decided. The women's team trampoline went to Great Britain and the men's team trampoline to China. It was the women's competition that provided the great surprise, and also in the men's competition a little bit of an upset when Japan had routines that went awry and gave Australia the chance of a surprise bronze medal. So there were spills, skills and surprises. There's more of those to come, I'm sure. And today we begin with the men's individual trampoline semi-final. 24 gymnasts have progressed from qualifying rounds. There are 3 per country allowed through. Very important day because 8 from that 24 will progress to the final. And then, of course, the restriction is 2 per country. And for lots of these gymnasts, it's a very busy program because you qualify, then you have the team final, then you have the semi-finals, and then you have the individual final. Lots and lots of challenge to peak yourself, to psych yourself ready for competition on that many occasions. "24 gymnasts working in 2 groups today. Usual suspects, I'm sure, but we saw in the team competition how important it was to stay on the apparatus, and it sounds very basic, but you need to stay on to have a chance, and a lot of risks are being taken. Where difficulty comes into the frame, sometimes caution and precision can go out of the window. So a big test for the gymnasts today. China qualified in 1 and 2. Japan, no surprise there, with Masaki Ito got into the frame in 3rd place. Gao Lei from China also just demonstrating their strength in depth. And there was a surprise, young Hancharov from Belarus, only 17 years old. He qualified to get into the semi-final in 5th place. So very interesting there. We're used to seeing the Russians, Malniks representing them on this occasion, China and Japan in the top slots. But a young Belarusian, just 17 years old, has provided a little bit of a surprise so far. But remember, it's only the semi-final. They have to keep producing the accuracy if they're going to progress. A packed program later today, featuring tumbling, double mini tramp, synchronized, trampoline for the women. And to close things down, we've got the men's final. That's all to come later, much later today, but a very, very busy program. And yet more pressure on the guys who are working in the semi-final, because in just a few hours' time, they've got to come out again and compete in the final. It all adds to the excitement and to the challenge. Welcome back to the Armic Arena. And you can see a very busy day in store for us today. 2 finals already decided, but just look at that menu for today's competitions. We begin with the men's trampoline semi-final, group 1 and 2, and we progress through double mini, then to tumbling and to synchro tram. Very, very busy day ahead of us. But it's for the men's trampoline semi-final we begin. Working in 2 groups. Two groups will warm up and compete separately. $12 in each group, obviously. A good spread of nations. The judges and the FIG officials just getting the shakes away. A few little warm-up gestures. This is Lopez from Portugal, about to take his warm-up jump or bounce, whichever you prefer. Lots of support. Portugal had problems in the men trampoline team final. 2 failures there dropped their chances, and they finished out of the medals. Koskadze from Georgia. Lots of these gymnasts follow a ritual. Some do a complicated warm-up, some just do very simple, just to feel the bed. All have their tried and tested approach to competition. Koskadze from Georgia. Abreu from Portugal. Diogo Abreu, and here we have these 12 gymnasts. Will be followed by the second group of 12, all self-contained in their warm-up. Renaud from France A lot of the gymnasts opting to work in shorts. Multi-triff combination, which is very popular with the men, 3 and sometimes 4. But it's a good opener to see 3 triffs in a row. Very impressive. Yeah, these dynamic exercises. That was Blake Gowdery from Australia we saw, going through his warm-up ritual. Blake Gowdery, Australia. And some of these gymnasts work at an enormous height, and the margin for error on the trampoline will appear smaller and smaller. And the aim is to stay in that box as much as you can. Second Frenchman in this group, this is Martigny. The lineup for this men's trampoline semi-final. Working in 2 groups, 12 here, and from there we hope to progress to the final. 8 from these 24 will progress. The first group of 12 are warming up and ready to go. Tiago Lopes from Portugal opens proceedings. Two routines to qualify this far, and just the one stands between them and the final. It's the voluntary, so stand by for fireworks. Pike triff, half in, half out of the tuck triff. Nice Rudy out, it's going well. Little bit of trouble. Needs to retain the height. Half out. Yes, and he's gone through safely. There's a roar from the Portuguese crowd, the supporters and his teammates. So Tiago Lopes through the first test. That's his bid to make top 8. Nice triff, pike triff. Safe half in, half out. Very nice, rolling round in the twisting exit. Nice half out, which sets up the Miller to finish. .55.095. Good score for Thiago Lopes. Tengizi Koskadze from Georgia. 26 years old from Tbilisi. Qualified in 24th spot, so he'd be very relieved to get into this semi-final stage. Really needs to produce something quite special here if he's to move further on. Good triff, half in triff, half out triff tucked, half in, half out. This is nice. Keeping the travel to a minimum. Just as I speak, he travels on the penultimate skill. Koskadze will be relieved. Lots of congratulations. 26 years old now. Pike triff, half in triff. Very nice, full in, full out. Nice clean work. .56.315, he's gone ahead of the Portuguese. 16 difficulty. Nikola Prostorov from Ukraine. 18 years old, first World Championships. Pike triff, half in, half out piked. Tuck triff, half in, half out tucked. Rudy out, a little bit of trouble creeping in now, but he's retaining his height. Prostorov completes safely. Nice ceiling on the triff. Very nice on the half in, half out piked. Full in, full out. That's the way he completed. .56.325. Difficulty was down, but the execution got him through. Diogo Abreu from Portugal. Qualified in 22nd position. 20 years old. 47th he was in the last World Championships, and he started with a travel. He really needs to work now to get it back. Nice with the tuck triff. Full in, full out, and he's back on course. Well, a few hairy moments earlier on, but he did very, very well. Diogo Abreu to stay in contact with the bed and to keep his hopes of a final alive. Prostorov from Ukraine in front, Koshkadze in second, Lopez in third, his teammate at the moment. Plenty of height on the tuck triff. He started to travel. Regain control in the end, and that's 16.8 difficulty. It didn't work for him, 55.69. If you go for difficulty, you've got to make sure with the execution. This is Stephen Gluckstein from the USA. 23 years old, and would you believe, no surprise that his big hobby, his big passion is skydiving. You can't be surprised at that. He's working high and he's working confidently. Half out to set up the dismount skill. Yeah, he's delighted. And Gluckstein qualified in 21st position. He'll be looking to step up on that. 16th he was in the Olympic Games in London last year. 12th was his best World Championship finish. He did that in Metz in 2010. Prostorov, with just a 15 difficulty, is out there in front at the moment. 56.325 is the score to aim for. And it's that marriage between difficulty and execution that's crucial at this level. And he's done a great job. 16.7 difficulty, 23.7 execution, 57.13. He takes the lead. Dmitro Byadyevkin of Ukraine, 20 years old and qualified in 20th position. All of these gymnastic courts working in reverse order of qualifying, so if you qualified 24th, then you work first. Now we saw that a couple of times yesterday. You can interrupt that inbounds, but you can't go, once you start the skills, you can't do that. And he has a minute before any deductions creep into the equation. Regaining his composure. Dmitro Byadyevkin. 34th he was in the 2011 World Championships. Oh, there's a big trouble there and he's off. You could see cast the hips forward and there's no way back from that. It can be over all those months, sometimes years of preparation, over in an instant. Pike drift to open, threw the hips way forward, travelled badly, and that was the result. What a shame. Competition over. For Byadyevkin, 6.2. Michael Renaud from France. Qualified in 19th place. The records will tell us this is his first World Championships and he's 22 years old. Very clean and high in the triff. Nice half-in triff. That's 3 triff start. Oh, and he's travelling, but he's paying it back at the other end and he's going to come off. Very difficult start from Renaud. 3 triffs. But you really do live dangerously. The higher the difficulty. Lovely start, plenty of height. Opens with 3 trips. Look at the travel, that was payback. It went from one end of the trampoline to the other. Disappointment then. For Renault. Logan Dooley from the United States. Qualified in 18th place. Best position at Worlds 2009, he was 21st. 26 years old. Three trip start. Full in, full out. Working very well indeed. Plenty of confidence, plenty of height. Half out, nicely done. And finishes well, a confident, secure performance from Logan Dooley. Very nicely done. Three trip start and lovely technique, good clean lines. There's the half out. Sets up the Miller. 16 difficulty, 57.15 is his reward. So it's USA 1 and 2 at the moment. Dooley and Gluckstein. Brilliant from them. Bartholomew Hest from Poland, 23 years old, qualified in 17th place. 33rd in the World Championships in Birmingham in 2011. So he did well to get to semi-final stage. Well, that was on the cards. He was went past the best point, I should think, and now needs to recoup his focus. Three performances to come in this first round. Bartholomew Hess is from Poland. Will he start this time? He's away. Right trip. Oh, and his focus wasn't right, you could tell. Took a long, long time. Stopped the first approach and took his time over the second. One skill and he was off. Focus. The psych is so important here. High enough, looked okay, but snatched, and his routine is over. And so are his prospects of making a final. .365, 9th place for Hez. Blake Gowdery and the Australians cock a hoop from their bronze medal performance in the men's team. And Japan had all those problems, but fair play to Australia. They held it together, having missed the first routine, but the second two delivered the goods to get a bronze. Now Blake Gowdery qualified in 16th, and that's where he finished in the World Championships 2 years ago. So let's see. He was 13th in the London Olympics, 21 years old, from Adelaide. And he too suffering a little bit from nerves. They've got to feel right. They've got that leeway of 1 minute. A little bit of encouragement from the audience. Go Blake, from his teammate. Pike triff, all very nice. 3 triff start, half in, half out. Pike, and he's travelling. Got it back well. Now he's in the box, but he's travelling again. Kick out double pike. He's working so hard, and he's made the Miller at the end. Some hairy moments indeed. But Blake Gowdery survives. High and clean in the pike triff. Very nice, and half in piked. 3 triff start, half in, half out piked to settle down, but that was the travelling agent, and then he struggled, but made it through to the Miller dismount. So Gowdery lives. We hope to fight another day. 54.265 with a 16.5 difficulty. Sébastien Martigny from France, 28 years old, from Colombes. 16th is his best World Championship finish. He did that in Metz in 2010. He qualified in 15th for this final. 3 triff start, full in, full out, nicely done. Rudy out. Okay, finishes with a Miller. Sébastien Martigny from France. Qualified in 15th. Very, very experienced gymnast. Well, he doesn't look convinced about his performance. Let's see whether the judges agree. If you want to get into the 16s, you need a 3 triff start. Nicely. Good line in the full in, full out. (16) the difficulty, 55.6, down on execution, 6th place for Martigny at the moment, so it's still USA 1 and 2. Prostorov, Ukraine in 3rd. Luke Strong for Great Britain is the last to go in this first group of 12. I'll be targeting a 56 score, I'm sure. Good, high, clean start. Oh, little bit of trouble. Half out, come on, comes the encouragement. And he's gone through. Qualified in 14th, he made 57 plus for his voluntary routine in that qualification round. He would dearly love a score around that again. British champion in 2011. Just 19 from the city of Liverpool. Nice exit from tuck triff, half in, half out piked. Nice and clean. You need to guarantee top 4 if you're going to have any chance at all here. The second round will be very high scoring. Top 3 would be better if you're going to carry through to make top 8 for that final. In theory, they should all come from the second group, but we know what happens when the pressure hits home. Deliberation amongst the judges and consultation. 56.925 is into third. Luke Strong, 16-2 difficulty. So the first 12 have done their business. Logan Dooley and Stephen Glickstein doing a great job for the United States, first and second. Luke Strong's in third. We worked down. A little bit of disappointment for Sebastian Martini. He wasn't happy to be down in 7th. And there were problems. 3 gymnasts came to grief in that first round. So the second group come forward. In theory, they have the best chance of qualifying for this final. They finished in positions 12 down to first. The men's trampoline semi-final group 2 is underway. And the trampoline greats are there. China, Japan, Russia. And they had a challenge from the young Belarusian. Diogo Ganchinho is there as well, from Portugal, very experienced. He made top 10. Now they'll warm up in the order they'll compete, which is reverse order of qualifying. So Ty Swadlin from the bronze medal winning Australians will take to the trampoline first. There he goes. He actually qualified in 13th place, but because of the count back and you can only take 3 of your gymnasts forward, well, the Chinese missed out and Ty Swadlin stepped into the semi-final. Portuguese conferring. Jensen from Denmark, 33 years young now he is, from Copenhagen. His best ever World Championship finish was 8th back in 2005. Qualified in 10th, so he's still there. Still amongst the best of them. Keep warm. This is Yasuhiro Uyama. one of the gymnasts with problems in the team final. He will not want a repeat of that. Kazakh for Belarus will be next to warm. Diego Anginio, and very relaxed in the Japanese camp. Chiwiyama. Sergei Azaryan, he had some shaky moments in the team final, but he went through. Did a great job for his team in the end. He qualified in 7th and he's capable of a big score, 58 plus. He's got the nerves behind him, I'm sure, after last night. So Azaryan. Has a score that will move him up, I'm sure, in the top 6. He's remember, there's 2 routines to qualify, and the second of those is the voluntary, and the final 2 is a voluntary, so he can go for difficulty, and that suits lots of these gymnasts better. Mikhail Melnik. Qualified in 6th, and when you think that he was 79th 2 years ago at the World Championships, he's done something miraculous in his training. Great improvement. Belarus's Hancharu is only 17 years old. He won't want to do that. Yole. In 4th position he was, but down slightly in his voluntary. He got it 56.375, and he needs to step that up if he's going to be sure of a top 8 place for the final. Got 2 57s and a high 56 in the first 3 places of the first group. So really the gauntlet is down from them. Masaki Ito from Japan. 3rd he was in the World Championships 2011, and he qualified 3rd here with a 58 plus score. Two Chinese left to warm up. The first of those will be the reigning Olympic champion, Dong Dong. Chinese always do well on the time of flight section. They jump with such height, hanging in that air for as long as possible, all counting towards a lofty score. Both of these gymnasts scored 60 plus, both the Chinese, in qualifying. The lineup for the second group, Tai Swadlin leads it all off, but the big guns really now are striving to make this team final. Beg the pardon, make this individual final. Top 8 will go through. Dong Dong and Tu Tiao. 60 plus, Ito there. Tu Tiao. So, here's the last we see in the warm-up. Tai Swadlin for Australia, who qualified in 13th place. The first to go in this second group in the men's trampoline semi-final. 25 years old from Charleston. 27th is his best World Championship finish. He did that in 2009. Clean, high start. Little bit of game there. Back under control. Physically fighting hard and comes through. Tai Swadlin. So we had two 57s and a high 56 from the first group, and Swadlin has to live with that. Very nice work. Triple trip start. Full in, full out. It wandered a little bit. Half out piked. Sets up the twisting double straight at the end. So 55.705, sixth place. Remember, these scores will obviously add on to and be included from the first group, so he's ranked sixth at the moment. .33 years old is Jensen from Denmark, qualified in 11th place. He's made top 10 of the World Championships before. He did that in 2005. Pike triff. Very nice. 3 triff start. Rudy out. Full in, full out. Half out piked. Well, Mr. Jensen still looking good at 33 years of age. Coach applauds him. Good job. Good job indeed. Plenty of height on the triffs. That's a nice, confident, happy look. I told you I could do it. That's what it says. So Jensen stands by. It's going to be tough to break into that top 3 from the first qualifying group. (16.9) difficulty, 56 was his score. He's in 6th place at the moment. So Americans still 1 and 2. Luke Strong from Great Britain in 3rd. Prosturov from Ukraine in 4th. Yasuhiro Uyama with a little bit to prove here. Needs to settle down. He's away. Kept height throughout the 3 trips, full in, full out. Rudy out, nicely done. Well, that's more like it from Uyama. Yeah, 2nd back in 2005. He's had 3 third places since then in the World Championships. Had problems in the team final, but that's more like what he can do. Piked triff, half in tuck triff. Full in, full out, head a little bit wild. And the twisted double straight wraps it up nicely. 16.6 difficulty, 58.645. Uyama's back on course. He takes the lead. Nikolai Kazak from Belarus, 36 years old, the oldest man in this competition. And he goes back, if you take him back to 1994, he got a bronze medal at World Championships. And he only dropped 10 places in the 17 years that spanned that and the next and the Worlds in 2011. He was 13th there. He was 8th in the Beijing Olympics. Now he needs to settle down. Qualified 9th. Nikolai Kazak, second attempt at in-bouncing. This is it. Through the difficult opener. Now the real work begins. He has to keep focus. Ooh, a little bit of trouble there. Come on, fight it. He did. Kazak survives it. Three trips in a row, that's 2 of them. Kept his composure after some shaky moments in that routine. Remember, he interrupted his in-bouncing. 16.6, 57.125. He's gone into 4th. And that would be good enough probably to get him through to the finals. We'll see. Some very good performances to come, and they're all going to be 57, 58s, and a couple, I'm sure, towards the 60 mark. Very, very tight. Diogo Gancino. Best World Championship finishes 6th back in 2007, and he started well. Very well. Oh, yes. Last two skills under control. Diogo Gancino. 26 years old, showing his experience here. Confident through the drifts. Nice Miller to finish. .56.66 for his first qualifying voluntary. He'll need to get into the 57s to have a chance. Getting that compromise between difficulty and style through the execution score. That's the challenge they all face. And he's met it well. 16.4 difficulty, 58.635. He's gone into second. Ueyama out there in number 1. Gancino in second. Dooley and Gluckstein in third and fourth. This is Sergei Azarian. A little bit nervous in the team finals. I hope for his sake he's left that behind. Now he's capable of a 58 plus. He did it in qualifying. He needs it again now. Great height in the Rudy out drift. Oh, come on. Brings it under control. There's Ariane. Difficult routine. 23 years old from Voronezh. Well, him and Melnik have done a great job for the Russians. Fedorenko and Ushikov, the old favourites, have had problems with these two. Have flown the Russian flag very effectively. Very nice half-in triff. Tucked half-out triff. Full in double out. Triple twisting double straight. 57.875, 16.9 difficulty. He's gone into third. Ueyama, Gancino, Azarian, Dooley, top 4 places at the moment. This is Mikhail Melnik. Mikhail Melnik from Russia. Qualified in 6th. 21 years old from Togliatti, and he has gone from the 2011 Worlds in Birmingham when he was 79th, 2 years later to qualify in 6th place for this semi-final. So something's gone on in his training, and he could be very, very satisfied with that. But he has to do it all again now if he's going to make the final. Only 8 places. nerves kicking in a little. Point 1 will come off after a minute. After 90, it's 0.2. And if it goes to 2 minutes, it's 0.3. Very wisely, taking his time. Has to be absolutely ready. 10 bounces of great difficulty. Takes a lot of focus and physical effort. You have to feel right about things. Melnick clearly a little bit ruffled. Clock ticking. Coach a little bit anxious, but should be ready with that, Matt, because very often after such a delay, it's a sign that the focus isn't quite there. But we'll see. Mikael Melnick, second attempt at getting started in this routine. Still not right. He's away. Oh, and he's running out. And he's off the bed completely. And those spotters move very, very quickly. Still has the composure to present, but that was on the card, sadly. Disappointment for Mikael. Very nice drift sequence. Started to travel, and you could see the leg bend and out of zone, out and off the trampoline itself. Lots of disappointment, but hopefully he's not physically damaged. So for the man that qualified in 6th, the dreams of a final are gone. The score now is just a formality. Judges working hard. There are 9 of them, including the chair of judges panel and his assistant, who have to intervene in cases like that to determine when the routine was at an end. Melnick, 12.12. Vladislav Anjarou, just 17 years old. Qualified in 5th, and he has scores worth in the 57 if he hits it. Be great for him to qualify. 3 very confident drifts. Slight loss of form and control at the end, but a 17-year-old holds on to his focus enough to complete the routine. Four performances to go. He'd be looking to get in comfortably into the 57s here at least. He has to do that. have a chance of qualifying. And the twisting double straight lost form a little bit. Could be expensive, and it could be the difference between a final place for him. But 17, we're going to see a lot more of this young man. Vladislav Oncharu from Belarus. Qualified in 5th to get to this semi-final. There is a delay with the score coming up. Lost a little bit of control. A little bit crazy towards the end, and that will be expensive on his execution score, I'm sure. A very hard-working chair of judges panel. The chair and his assistant, then there are 5 execution judges. The middle 3 scores are added together, and then you have 2 who decide on the difficulty score. And they're all busy with that. Antaru, 58.475, third place, 17.4 difficulty. That won the day for him in terms of getting a score that will contest for a final place. And with 4 to go, he's sure of that because he's in 3rd place. Gaudet qualified in 4th. Colossal height that the Chinese achieve. So much time in these triple semis. Tiny bit of travel, but he's maintaining the height. But he's traveling on that one. Kept it on bed. Gaudet. He scored 56.375 in the second qualifying routine, and if he's down there, that's just not enough. We're looking at 4th place at 57.875. Yuiyama, Ganchinio and Hancharu have all qualified. Work with such height to maintain it. Be interesting to see his time of flight. .565 seconds in the air. 17.6 difficulty, 58.665. He is in the lead. Gaudet, Yuiyama, Ganchinio and Hancharu are safely qualified. Masaki Ito for Japan. 3rd he was in the World Championships in Birmingham in 2011. He qualified 3rd. 4th in the Olympic Games. He's another capable of high 58s. And now's the time to pull it out of the bag. Three drifts, and he's not gone outside of the box. Half in, half out. Still in the box. First time out. Good routine from Masaki Ito. And both he and Yuiyama have made up for the disappointment in the men's team final. Both of them have come up with the goods here. to move on to the final, I'm sure. High and very accurate. Not quite the time of flight, I'm sure, that they achieved, but it's difficult, and he held on. 16.6, 59.07. Stayed in that box for a very good execution score. Masaki Ito goes into the lead. Dong Dong of China qualified in second. He got 60.1 for his voluntary qualifying performance. So the Olympic champion and world champion back in 2009, silver medal last time out. Very clean so far, but that's a big trouble. Brings it back into the box. So, Dong Dong, one hairy moment for the Olympic champion. That's a qualifying routine. Half-in drift, very nicely done. And the twisting double straight, clean and of good line. .59.07 is the top score, and that's quality. And he's gone to 60.305, 71 difficulty from Dong Dong. Xiao Tu from China, third in the World Championships in Birmingham 2 years ago. Qualified first for this final with a colossal score for his second qualifying routine of 61.245. More of the same would be great to watch. Rudy out in that drift. Nicely done. This is a difficult routine. 4 drifts I've counted so far. Twisting beautifully, and that was a superb routine from Xiao Tu. Very, very confident 25-year-old. Qualified in first, and there's no reason to dispute he won't hold on to that ranking here. That was superb. Lovely Rudy rolls it out from the drift, half in, half out clean, and then it started again. Half in tucked, half out tucked drift. Such lovely work. And the twisting double straight at the end of it all sets the seal on a truly great performance. Now a busy chair of judges panel. Such a responsibility for him. 2 thumbs means a great performance. 1 thumb is so-so. No thumbs is disappointment. Well, he looks satisfied with proceedings, and the score 60.815, 17-1 difficulty. Fu Xiao tops the pile. So the men's semi-final. Our finalists, top 8, 2 from China, 1 from Japan, that's 3 from China, but only 2 of those will go through. Ueyama, 2 from Japan, and the young 17-year-old Hancharu has made it 2. Logan Dooley has made it in the 8th qualifying place, just ahead of teammate Stephen Gluckstein. Luke Strong for Great Britain and Kazakh, they miss out just. But great semi-final with 8 super performances going on to make the final. Great prospect in store. It'll be a thriller. So these gymnasts now have to compose themselves, because later on today, the best 8 will come back out and perform for the title of world champion. Focus is needed. Big program still ahead of us today, featuring double mini, synchro and tumbling, as well as the men's individual final. So whatever you do, don't go too far away. Fabulous World Championships here.